As Abiy Ahmed's tenure progressed, the shimmering hopes of reform and prosperity began to tarnish under the weight of economic and social crises. Initially celebrated as a harbinger of unity and progress, Abiy's administration soon faced the harsh realities of governance, leading to a significant decline in his popularity. The Ethiopian economy, once poised for transformation, floundered. Promised economic reforms stalled as the nation grappled with rising inflation and a depreciating currency. The government's focus shifted towards military expenditures, particularly the costly Tigray War, siphoning funds from vital social services and development programs. This diversion exacerbated the economic strain on the populace, with unemployment soaring and poverty deepening across the country. In urban centers such as Addis Ababa, the economic downturn manifested in daily hardships. Shortages of essentials, inadequate healthcare, and declining educational opportunities became increasingly common, painting a stark contrast to the early days of Abiy's rule. The growing economic distress fueled social unrest, with frustrations boiling over into the streets. The administration's response to dissent was marked by an iron fist. Political repression intensified, with opposition voices silenced and freedom of expression curtailed. The erosion of civil liberties under Abiy's rule alienated many, undermining the democratic promises that once inspired a nation. Internationally, Abiy's handling of the Tigray conflict and the deteriorating human rights situation drew sharp criticism, isolating Ethiopia further on the global stage. As the humanitarian crisis in Tigray worsened and reports of atrocities grew, Ethiopia's standing as a regional beacon of stability dimmed. As we delve deeper into the narrative of Abiy Ahmed's leadership, it becomes evident that the intersection of economic mismanagement and political repression not only tarnished his once lustrous image, but also set the stage for a nation at a crossroads, grappling with profound challenges and searching for a path forward amidst the turmoil. In the shadows of Ethiopia's escalating crisis, a sinister breed of opportunists has emerged, known as death entrepreneurs. These individuals exploit the chaos, preying on the suffering of their fellow Ethiopians for personal gain. As the country reels from conflict and economic hardship, these predators see opportunity in despair. First, we witness the grim trade of essential supplies. In regions hardest hit by conflict, where food and water are scarce, death entrepreneurs hoard these lifelines, only to sell them at astronomical prices to those desperate to survive. The ethics of survival take a dark turn as greed overtakes empathy. The exploitation doesn't end with basic necessities. Human trafficking becomes a lucrative side business in the turmoil. Vulnerable individuals, especially women and children, are smuggled across borders, their rights stripped away as they are sold into labor or worse. The chaos of war provides perfect cover for such heinous acts. Perhaps most horrifying is the organ trafficking. Preying on the poor and desperate, these entrepreneurs coerce victims into selling their organs, leaving them physically and emotionally devastated. It's a trade that flourishes in the darkest corners of human desperation. Ransom and extortion also become tools of the trade. Families, already torn apart by conflict, find themselves targeted by kidnappers who demand exorbitant ransoms. The agony of loss is compounded by financial ruin, as death entrepreneurs profit from the pain of others. Even global sympathy is not immune to exploitation. Utilizing social media and crowdfunding platforms, these predators fabricate stories of hardship to tug at the heartstrings of international donors. The funds, meant for relief, instead line the pockets of deceit. Operating with shocking impunity, death entrepreneurs face little consequence for their actions. They exploit loopholes in law enforcement and thrive in the regulatory shadows, perpetuating their cycle of exploitation unchallenged. As the fabric of Ethiopian society is tested by these acts of greed and cruelty, the call to action becomes urgent. Strengthening law enforcement and regulatory oversight is imperative. The people of Ethiopia must be vigilant, informed, and supported in their fight against those who would profit from their pain. In the heart-wrenching tale of Ayatam and Akrish, we are reminded of the depths of human cruelty. Ayatam's misplaced trust in Akrish, a death entrepreneur who exploited his medical plight for profit, highlights the ruthless nature of this exploitation. This story is a call to arms, a reminder that the battle for Ethiopia's soul is not only against external crises, but also against those who would exploit them from within. As we confront these dark realities, the resolve of the Ethiopian people is tested. The path to healing and justice is fraught with challenges, but it is a path that must be taken. The fight against the shadowy world of death entrepreneurs is not just a fight for law and order, it is a fight for the very heart of Ethiopia.